Welcome to Express News. We give you top 100 news of the day. Let's get started. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the centenary celebration of the historic conversation between Sri Narayana Guru and Mahatma Gandhi, two of India's greatest spiritual and moral leaders, in New Delhi. The celebration brings together spiritual leaders and other members to reflect upon and commemorate the visionary dialogue that continues to shape India's social and moral fabric. PM Modi stated that the meeting, which took place 100 years ago, remains inspirational and relevant even today for collective goals of a developed India. He emphasized that the government is working in this Amrit Kal to take the teachings of Sri Narayana Guru to every citizen. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar met Francis Adamson, Governor of South Australia, on Tuesday. The leaders discussed education, space, water, agriculture, energy and consular issues. India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval met with Chinese Foreign Affairs Minister Wang Yi in Beijing. Discussions focused on bilateral, regional and international issues of mutual interest. NSA Doval is visiting China to attend the 20th meeting of the SCO Security Council Secretaries. Alexander Venediktov, a Deputy Secretary of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, called on NSA Ajit Doval on the sidelines of 20th meeting of the SCO Security Council Secretaries. India's Minister of State for External Affairs Kirti Vardhan Singh met Foreign Minister of Mozambique in Maputo and reviewed the progress of bilateral relations and discussed ways to further strengthen India-Mozambique ties. India's Operation Sindhu continues in full swing. The third flight from Sharm el-Sheikh landed on Tuesday, carrying 268 Indians from Israel. The flight was received by Union Minister L. Murugan. Another Indian Air Force C-17 flight evacuated 165 Indian nationals from Israel. They were received by Emirs Dr. L. Murugan upon arrival in Delhi on Tuesday morning. The aircraft landed at 08:45 hours from Amman, Jordan. As part of Operation Sindhu, 94 Indians have returned so far. In fact, with the first batch of 161 Indian nationals evacuated from Israel arrived in New Delhi earlier on Monday. Minister of State Pavitra Margarita said that the safety and security of Indian nationals abroad remains the highest priority for the government. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar attended a function at Muzaffarpur in Bihar. The Vice President underscored the last 10 years of Prime Minister Narendra Modi government have been historic in terms of exponential economic growth and phenomenal infrastructure rise. India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Tuesday delivered the keynote address on the topic export-oriented growth for Viksit Bharat during the Exim Bank Trade Conclave 2025 in New Delhi. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will lead a high-level Indian delegation to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Defence Ministers meeting, which begins in Qingdao, China on Tuesday. During the two-day meeting, defence ministers of SCO member states are expected to discuss key issues including regional and international security, counter-terrorism efforts and enhanced cooperation among their defence ministries. Indian Army is strengthening its operational readiness in counter-terrorism, investing worth nearly 2,000 crore of Indian rupees. Tests are still underway to identify the victims of the deadly June 12 Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad. Authorities have verified the identities of 253 victims so far, out of which 240 are passengers and 13 are non-passengers. India has categorically rejected references to the country at the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Council of Foreign Ministers meeting and termed them as unwarranted and factually incorrect. As India celebrates 13th Passport Service Day today, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar highlighted three key pillars of governance which will lead to Viksit Bharat, including service, good governance and poor welfare. Indian astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla's Axiom 4 mission to the International Space Station is now eyeing a launch on Wednesday, June 25. The mission is set to lift off from Launch Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The mission was originally scheduled to lift off on May 29 but was rescheduled on June 8 and then June 10, and later on the engineers has detected a liquid oxygen leak in boosters of the Falcon 9 rocket, and NASA also detected leaks in the aging or Russian module of International Space Station, due to which the launch has been postponed. Israel says Iran violates ceasefire. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said he had ordered the military to strike Tehran after he claimed that Iran fired missiles in violation of the ceasefire. Iran has denied Israeli claim of violating ceasefire. Its armed forces said Israel struck Iran in 3 stages up until 9 a.m. local time. Iran's Supreme National Security Council earlier said its armed forces are prepared to decisively respond to renewed attacks. US President Donald Trump earlier announced Iran and Israel ceasefire agreement. He urged both sides not to violate the agreement. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office stating that the agreement came after Israel achieved its goal of removing Tehran's nuclear and ballistic missile threat. The ceasefire announced followed Iranian attack on United States forces at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar in retaliation for the US strikes on its nuclear sites. Ahead of NATO summit in The Hague, the chief of military alliance says that European allies do not need to worry about the United States' commitment to NATO. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Amsterdam to attend NATO summit in The Hague. A Ukrainian drone attack on a multi-story apartment building outside Moscow triggered a fire and injured 2 people early on Tuesday. Moscow's governor confirmed that Russian air defenses intercepted 2 Ukrainian drones heading for the city overnight. Ukraine claimed its air forces downed 339 of 352 drones and 15 of 16 missiles launched by Russia in the attack on 4 Ukrainian regions. During a trip to Norway, French President Emmanuel Macron visits a French frigate from Brest, the multi-mission frigate Normandy, as Norway has shown interest in acquiring 5 vessels of this type. French President Emmanuel Macron laid a wreath at the Normandy Plassen Memorial in Oslo to commemorate Norwegian soldiers who fought during World War II. The US Supreme Court has cleared the way for President Donald Trump's administration to resume deporting migrants to countries other than their own. In a major anti-drug operation, El Salvador's Navy seized 6.3 metric tons of cocaine worth $157 million between June 2 and 10. Tourism and local business in the Dominican Republic came to a halt after massive amounts of sargassum algae washed ashore in the province of Samana. Thailand's military has closed border crossings into Cambodia to almost all travelers, including tourists and traders, citing security concerns as tensions between the 2 Southeast Asian neighbors remain escalated over a simmering border dispute. Emergency responders in Indonesia are trying to reach a Brazilian woman who fell off a cliff while hiking around the country's 2nd highest volcano at the weekend, as rescue efforts entered a 4th day. Japan plans to hold an upper house election in next month. July 20 is set as the date for the upper house polls. The election follows Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's decision not to extend the last parliamentary session, which ended on June 22nd. Camel Dairy in fact gains ground, bringing taste of dessert to northern France near Mobile. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile released its first images of deep space on Monday, sparking excitement among astronomers worldwide. Captured by the world's largest digital camera, the image showcased millions of galaxies, stars and asteroids. After jumping over 1,000 points over news of West Asia ceasefire, India's benchmark equity indices settled with muted gains on Tuesday amidst truce violations reports. Sensex ended 158.32 points up to settle at 82,055.11. Nifty ended at 25,044.35, higher by 72.45 points. Gold prices fell to their lowest in nearly 2 weeks on Tuesday. On the multi-commodity exchange, gold futures fell to Rs 98,807 per 10 grams. Meanwhile, silver futures dipped 1.12% to Rs 1,06,502 per kilogram. Oil prices stumbled by nearly 5% on Tuesday. Brent crude, the international benchmark for oil prices, fell to $68 a barrel. Wall Street rallied on Monday as prospects of the US Federal Reserve cutting interest rates as early as July offset fears that Iran would disrupt crude transport in the Middle East. All three major US stock indexes closed higher. The S&P 500 gained 57.33 points to end at 6,025.17 points, while the Nasdaq Composite gained 183.57 points to 19,630.96. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has said that the European Union will not give up its right to make policy decisions in negotiations with the United States to avert higher US tariffs on EU goods. Taiwan's China Airlines is postponing the retirement of some of its older aircraft due to delays in getting Boeing 787-9 jets and may seek compensation from the company. Australian airline Virgin Australia shares rallied 8.3% on Tuesday after its $439 million IPO, a transaction that dealmakers hope will revive a subdued listing market. We are heading for a short break. We will be back with Express News in just a bit. Stay tuned to DD India. Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's resume. India Meteorological Department has forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall over northwest India from 25th of June onwards, with rainfall activity likely to continue over many parts of central, east and northeast India during next 7 days. The West Indian state of Gujarat witnessed a severe monsoon onslaught, with various parts of Surat getting flooded after incessant rainfall in the region. The Indian Meteorological Department issued yellow alert for June 24. Heavy rain lashed parts of India's financial capital Mumbai last night as Mumbai continues to experience a variable monsoon season, with meteorologists forecasting more scattered showers over the coming days. Heavy rainfall has inundated southwest China's Guizhou and Guangxi provinces, prompting the evacuation of hundreds by emergency personnel. Mosquito-borne dengue fever was rarely a major problem in Bangladesh's coastal districts, but some hospitals are so full of those with the potentially deadly virus that patients are being treated on the floor. Tens of millions of people sweltered across the US Northeast and Midwest on Monday as record high heat disrupted electricity supplies and train travel. Sevilla residents and tourists sought relief from soaring temperatures that prompted official weather warnings across South Spain on Friday. Germany is facing a weekend of high heat with up to 36 degrees Celsius in some parts of the country. In the Zabaykalsky region of eastern Siberia, crews were battling intense wildfires after approximately 350 hectares of area was scorched. Greece declared a state of emergency on Chios Island, where hundreds of firefighters have been battling wildfires for a second day as winds further whipped up the blaze, causing power cuts and the evacuation of residents. In Ulaanbaatar, a school inaugurated a national standard Mongolian archery field, giving a major boost to its student archers. Key artifacts unearthed from northeast China have confirmed the existence of a systemic ritual sacrifice culture over 5,000 years ago. The released findings from northeast China included burned artifacts and ceremonial objects, evidence that proves the existence of rituals documented in later historic periods. Chinese scientists have reintroduced an endangered herblet to its original habitat in southwest China's Yunnan province in a bid to restore its fragile population. Researchers from University of California, San Diego have carried out tests on a 10-story building with its own built-in earthquake to test its structural integrity. The building skeleton at UC San Diego is made from cold formed sheets of construction-grade steel that are then shaped at room temperature to make individual structural components. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile has released its first images of deep space, showcasing millions of galaxies, stars and asteroids. Rubin Observatory's initial photographs have revealed a stunning cosmic tapestry displaying a panoramic view of the Virgo galaxy cluster. Equipped with an advanced 8.4-meter telescope and backed by powerful data processing systems, the observatory stands as one of the most powerful asteroid tracking tools ever constructed. Venice has been gearing up amid excitement and controversy as it prepares to host the high-profile wedding of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and journalist Lauren Sanchez next week. Prominent locations such as Fondazione Giorgio Chini Hotel, Cipriani, the Gritti Palace Hotel and the Church of San Giorgio Maggiore are potential venues for the high-profile wedding events. Legoland in Billund has unveiled a new exhibition showcasing the construction of the Fehmarn Belt Link, an 18-kilometer immersed tunnel set to connect Germany and Denmark. Once completed, Fehmarn Belt Link will be one of the longest tunnels of its kind in the world, connecting the Danish island of Lolland to the island of Fehmarn on the German side. In Gironde, southwest France, scientists are documenting signs of recovery in the Hostins Nature Reserve, where wildfires ravaged the land in 2022. From newly recorded plant species to return of freshwater turtles, the slow comeback of biodiversity offers hope for the scorched ecosystem in southwest France. India's cult classic film Sholay celebrates its 50th anniversary. To pay tribute to the iconic movie, film is set to have the world premiere at Cinema Ritrovato Festival in Bologna, Italy. Marvel Studios' television series Iron Heart finally took off in Hollywood on Monday after a lengthy trip to the small screen. Originally shot in 2022 for 2023 release, the series Iron Heart follows young technological genius Riri Williams, who was introduced in 2022's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Hollywood actor Brad Pitt hit the red carpet in London for F1 alongside co-stars Damson Idris and Kerry Condon. He plays a veteran driver mentoring a rookie. Actor Brad Pitt stars in F1 as rebellious racer Sonny Heiss. The film, backed by Warner Brothers, hits theaters worldwide starting Wednesday. Hollywood actor Tom Cruise made a brief appearance at the European premiere of F1 with Brad Pitt, who plays the lead in Apple original film. American actor Jonathan Romy, known for playing Jesus on a popular television show The Chosen, visited the Vatican on Monday. The Chosen is a historical drama that follows the life of Jesus Christ from gathering disciples to his ultimate persecution at the hands of Roman Empire. Rock band Oasis member Liam Gallagher has hit back at critiques of Oasis's new campaign Live Forever, writing on social media platform X that Oasis do not discriminate. K-pop group Blackpink is set to return to the music scene with new song. The four-member girl K-pop group is all set to release a brand new single 3 years. The Leeds Test between India and England is set for a dramatic finish. Match is currently underway on day 5. Indian wicketkeeper batter Rishabh Pant was reprimanded for his on-field conduct during England's first innings on day 3. Former India left-arm spinner Dilip Doshi passed away due to cardiac arrest on Monday, aged 77. West Indies women defeated South Africa by 6 wickets in the third and deciding T20I in Barbados. Sikandar Raza of the Seattle Orchids was found guilty of breaching the Major League Cricket Code of Conduct during his team's match against the LA Knight Riders. San Francisco Unicorns extend their lead at the top of the Major League Cricket 2025 table with a 47-run win over the MI New York. India began their AFC Women's Asian Cup 2026 qualifiers with a dominating 13-0 victory against Mongolia. Fresh off his Paris Diamond League triumph, Neeraj Chopra will compete at the 64th Ostrava Golden Spike on Tuesday. French club Paris Saint-Germain defeated Seattle 2-0 to reach knockout stage at Club World Cup on Monday. The Spanish giants Atletico Madrid were knocked out from FIFA Club World Cup despite defeating Botafogo 1-0 in their last group game. Palmeiras snatched a 2-2 draw against Inter Miami. The result has sent both teams through to the knockout phase. Inter Miami, which features Lionel Messi, is the sole MLS representative to advance to the knockout phase. Leeds United have signed Slovenia centre-back Jaka on a 5-year deal. English club Manchester United have submitted an improved bid for signing Brentford striker Brian Mbeumo. Gareth Bale has confirmed that he is part of a group trying to buy his hometown club, Cardiff City. That's it in the Express News. You stay tuned to DD India. News and updates will continue.